happy to report that my mouse problem, I would like to say it isn't a problem, but I do think I see one plant. Let me show you. You see that pepper plant right here? It looks to be like it was nibbled off, but I'm curious because it's in the middle of everything. We know that we still have a mouse because we literally saw it with our eyes the other night when my friend was over here, and I couldn't believe myself because I got so close to it and it just kind of like stared at me and I was offended. Like, what are you doing in my house? Mother to all. Well, y'all, happy last day of the threat of frost if you live in Eastern Iowa. May 5th, happy Cinco de Mayo if you celebrate that. May 5th was supposed to be our predicted last frost date, and I believe that is true. We did have a frost. It actually got down to 31, which in the springtime, 31 is a lot warmer than 31 in the fall. I think we can all agree to that the wind is a lot warmer, the ground, the soil temperatures, everything is warmer. And so it doesn't feel as cold. And I do have some plants started that I want to share with you guys and kind of give you guys some updates because life has been crazy and it's moving just a million miles an hour, and I'm trying to maintain life as it was, and I'm learning that I can't. I can't maintain that life, and so I have to adjust and adapt and reprioritize different areas of my life and give myself lots of grace. So today I'm going to share with you guys the plants I do have in the soil, the ones that have made it through the 30 to 31 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures without any damage, share with you some failures I've already had in the 2026 season, and what I am planting even now in the early spring as a cold crop and to be succession sowed as well. So let's get after it. We actually had our first farmer's market a couple days ago. It was the beginning of May, which just so happened to land on May 2nd, I think. So almost the earliest that it could be in May. But I did grab a few herbs. As you guys might remember from a previous video, I plant some stuff in the green stalk from seed, like different lettuces and mixed greens and whatnot. But for the most part, I love to go to the farmer's market. You know, like some girls have an issue with like shopping for like clothes and stuff. I am certainly the one where I'm like, okay, what is my budget when I go to the farmer's market? Because I just want to support everybody locally. But most importantly, I want to support those organic gardeners. And yeah, it's basically next to impossible for me not to buy anything when I go. I did buy some cilantro. You'll see here, cilantro is something that we can't grow as soon as it's warm out because it bolts. And a lot of you guys know that, but if you're new to gardening, just know that if you want cilantro for your salsa, well, you're gonna have to either save all of your ingredients to make salsa in the fall when you can actually grow cilantro again, or save all your ingredients over the winter, like freeze them and whatnot, and do it all in the spring. Otherwise, here, at least in Iowa, you're gonna have to be buying cilantro. They're looking a little rough, not gonna lie. I forgot to water them after I put them in. Getting back into the swing of things is always an adjustment. And then as you can see, I did start some different lettuces and mixed greens in here. We've got like a butter crunch lettuce. This was an iceberg lettuce. A lot of these are actually sown very closely together. I need to separate them or just pinch some off. Romaine lettuce, have some that didn't actually seed. You can obviously tell what that is. Look how beautiful. That is Swiss chard, and it's the rainbow. That's so pretty. I want to, like, Swiss chard is one of those things that people complain about because they're like, well, how do I eat it? What do I do with it? Because it is like, I'd say it leans more towards being a bitter green, at least this variety, which is the heirloom rainbow Swiss chard. But it's also incredibly hardy. It's very cold tolerant and beautiful. And so I just want to plant it everywhere. My friend Connor actually gave me some strawberries, which I do have strawberries in the front yard that are taking off like crazy right now next to our rhubarb, which is also taking off. But these guys, I am just going to put in here. I'll probably transplant them in the fall because in Iowa, here in zone 5, any strawberries kept like in the green stalk, which we've tried before, or kept in totes of some kind, don't typically overwinter well. Now, you could bed them, I could cover them, I could mulch them, I could do all sorts of things, and that would probably help, but I like to keep things simple. You guys catch a view of my shoes? Featuring my husband's work Crocs. I am giving it a go. I'm trying to grow carrots again. I have never once successfully grown carrots. I don't know if it's something with my skin touching the seeds, if it is soil, if it's impatience, I don't know. I've never had success, if I'm honest. We did just top off all of our garden beds with more soil, which we get for free here from the city. And I have been noticing these little weeds. I did not plant you. They actually look like, gosh, what is that plant? Morning glory, which, so help me God, if this is morning glory, that was in the soil at the city that has been composted all winter. If you don't know, morning glory spreads like wildfire, and it's impossible to get rid of. If you've ever gotten rid of it completely out of your garden, congratulations, you have made it. The other little guys I got planted over here, despite, can you guys see this? Can you see like the dips in the soil right there? You can tell this one was actually stomped on. That is to be credited to my dog, Baloo, the one that lives outside and only cares for himself. Can you tell he's not my favorite? He jumps in the beds for whatever reason and stomps on my plants. So no bueno. I've got some seeds starting here too. It looks like grass. Anyways, we've got some beets going here because I wanted to do some more fermented beets, which is beet kvass. Super good for you. It's an acquired taste, that is certain. But it's so good for you. Yeah, like that's grass. I need to get out here and weed. I'm actually really excited about that because weeding is one of those things that is therapeutic to me. What you can't see are my son's sunflower seeds. Seeds? Sun seeds? I don't know why that came out so weird. Sunflower seeds that he got from school. So we're gonna try to plant 2 of them, one in this bed and then one on the other side. We'll see. Y'all, I am so excited. It probably looks like I'm in prison here behind this cattle panel. So excited about this bed. I do have some dill in here that I transplanted and isn't very happy with me right now, but I have a variety of radishes here. All the seeds that I'm going to be using in my garden this year, I'm actually going to have in the description below. So go check it out if you're looking for good, hardy, good germination rates, USA sourced, heirloom varieties. If you're looking for seed companies that provide all of that plus more, go check out the description. I'll have everything linked below. But some of these already have little bulbs on them. Let me show you. Okay, let's see. Which one was I just looking at? That beautiful. This is actually lamb's quarter. This is completely edible. I just don't want it growing in my garden. Yeah, some of these other ones, they are just starting to take off. If you don't know, if you're new to this, whenever you start seeds, all of them have these like fake looking leaves, like they all look very similar. What you want to look for to see that your plants are growing and thriving and doing well, other than color and growth, are their true leaves. Once you start seeing true leaves, it's like the plant is finally taking off. There's like a new level of success achieved when you finally see the true leaves forming. Those original leaves, I believe they're called, what was it, cotyledons? I think I'm pronouncing that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they're essentially just part of the seed germination process. So the true leaves are the real evidence that your seeds are doing the thing. So we have plenty of radishes here, which is something that I actually need to plant today. I should have grabbed my garden plan. I write everything down so that I can reference it and that I know what seeds I need to buy and what seeds I need to start instead of starting more than I need or not starting what I need. And then thankfully with the farmer's market, we actually have access to plants that fail or that mice eat. Radishes are one of those things that we will eat as long as they're growing, which in the summertime, they will quickly bolt if it gets too warm. And so come, you know, the middle of June into July, we're starting to reach that point where if I have any radish seedlings on the ground, they're just going to start bolting, which, like, there it is again. There's another one. I'm not convinced that that's not morning glory. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. I gotta be careful not to pick. These are actually ground cherry volunteers. You are not welcomed here. Or are you, grass? But yeah, come, if you remember last summer, I'll go ahead and share the video up here in the corner. But last summer, I let some of my radishes bolt, and they have, I don't know if you know this, if you're new to gardening, you might not, but even if you're experienced, you might not know this because I didn't until last year. But radish plants, if you allow them to bolt and you don't pull them out and grow something else, will create little seed pods. And they create like probably close to at least 100 or a couple hundred different seed pods off of one plant, which to me is just like, why am I not growing radishes for the seed pods? Because there's like a short window of when they first form, or they're really tender, or else they become too woody, just like a radish would. And like the root, the bulb radish. And like, if you grow a typical like English breakfast radish, you get like this much meat essentially off the plant. But then if you let it go to seed, if you let it bolt, it creates literally hundreds of seed pods that are probably about like this big, so like half the size, but hundreds of them. And you can eat them and cook them the same way, or you can pickle them, which is something I want to do this year. Last year we just roasted them on a sheet pan with like zucchini and carrots and potatoes, and they were freaking delectable. If you knew about this, let me know in the comments. If you didn't know about this, also let me know, because I'm curious how many people actually knew this and if I was just completely out of the loop. I have to show you guys too, my friends Josh and Jordan over at Working Aussie's Homestead were like, hey, do you want some onion starts? And I said, yeah, please. This is like the subtitle of this freaking video. Morning Glory is taking over my garden. Dun, dun, dun. So they sent me, gosh, I don't even know. I can't math. Let's see. We've got about 5, 10, 15, 20, probably 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50-ish, maybe 60 different onion starts. And they're thriving. Obviously, the transplant is always really hard on them, but they're doing okay. I have, you guys probably saw earlier in the video, but I do have some onions. Where's my tea? Lord help me. I have onions and leeks inside that I started from seed that I actually need to transplant out here as well, which will be nice because they are probably a month, I would say a month, maybe 6 weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks behind what these onions are, which means I can harvest them later and not have 60 plus, probably close to 100 onion plants to harvest all at once, and then leeks as well. But I like to eat leeks fresh. I don't really like to harvest them and preserve them. And then some of my favorite cold weather crops, we've got snow peas and snap peas. Yes, they're very similar. I'm not going to go into the differences. If that matters to you, you can look it up. If you want peas to like dip in hummus or to enjoy on a sheet pan or whatever, doesn't matter which ones you grow. So I'm waiting for these guys to get just a little bit longer so we can actually start to train them up to the trellis. If they start falling over, what I'll do is I'll actually just grab like some twine and hang it, kind of loop it so that the little tendrils, which are these guys, they're like their little hands, their little fingers. I'll hang them or I'll start training them. Like you can see right here, this guy is actually reaching to keep this plant up to the next one. So that's kind of like how they stabilize each other and continue to grow up towards the sun. And more ground cherries. Ground cherries. Wow. Oh no. Are you okay, little snow pea? Okay. About smashed my snow pea. So ground cherries are probably just as invasive as morning glory. Except ground cherries actually have a purpose, whereas morning glory is like from the devil and just looks pretty. But we're not here just for looks. We're here to consume and create a sustainable lifestyle. So I got these actually on Amazon, if you can believe that or not. I do have an affiliate with Organo Republic, but I'm happy to report that I was growing their stuff before they even reached out. If that goes to show you how credible my opinion is on them. But these are radish seeds from probably, let's do the math. They're 4 years old, or maybe they're 5 years old actually. Shoot, I think I got them when I first had Silas, which he's 5. So I got these on Amazon. You can find their stuff on Amazon. But if you want to be a happy follower and be friends with me, go ahead and click my link in the description. They have amazing stuff. And they sell everything like in big packages in bulk, so it's really nice because you can get everything at once. And then if you're getting something in this big old package that you don't want, you can just share with a friend. So I've got a bunch of different varieties you can see in here. We have got Champion, the French Breakfast, the Daikon White. Those are amazing pickled. Sparkler White. You know, we've got all sorts of stuff in here. And so I have just been grabbing random seeds out of here. These are what I'm going to succession sow today in our cold frames, which I have failed to grow anything in yet, if I'm honest. See the first flowers?
Wow! And I able to catch a butterfly.
Ooh. Oh, thank you.
The homestead.
Can I see it?
It's a bronchiosaurus.
A bronchiosaurus. Amazing.
Hold up. Let me get a video of that.
Hey, what did you catch? I thought you were just picking flowers. Hold on. Let me see again. Oh my goodness, it's a little tree frog. Where did you catch him?
First, he was up there somewhere, and then he was on the ground, and then I got to catch him.
Wow, and you didn't even need your bug net.
Nope.
Where are you going to put him?
I don't know.
You could put him in Mommy's garden. He'll go eat all the pesky bugs.
No.
He's so cute. Oh, oh, careful, don't squish him. Careful.
I'll spend 100 now, train for this year.
I think what I'm going to do is order more arugula and other plants that I had originally planted in this cold frame and killed. I'm going to do that and actually save this space for those, because this is a great space for something like that. So I'm going to get after it. Hopefully you guys are encouraged and inspired by this video to just get started and to not feel like there's a pressure to do things perfectly or to have it all figured out, but to rather just get started and learn as you go. Until then, I will see y'all later. Bye.